they're going to try to minimize you. The changes that are actively happening in your reality in the next few months, the way that you're going to transform, the way that you're actively going to transmute your energy from a giver to a receiver and start manifesting so much and start shifting into a better form of life for yourself, is actively going to trigger them, and it's going to trigger their abandonment wounds. Let me explain why. Because there's no going to be an old version of you. There's only going to be a new version. So they're going to start to look for the person that you once were in other people. And when they actively don't find that person, the what you once were, they might reach out or they might try to come back. But you're no longer going to be the same. You're actively going to be different. I think you're meant to trigger their deepest wounds of abandonment because they don't like to be alone. And just know that the more that you focus on yourself, the more that you realize your power because you know for a fact that you no longer want this, the more they're going to be in this specific hole of their ego completely being crushed. Let's dive in. Welcome to your reading with yours truly, Vaquero. Okay, if this message found you, it found you for a reason, so there might be something in here that you need to hear as of this moment. Okay, as of now, please let me into the energy of my collective and what is my collective currently going through. The energy of my collective and what is my collective currently going through. The energy of my collective and what is my collective currently going through. Energy of my collective and what is my collective currently going through. Energy of my collective and what is my collective currently going through. I feel like you're not wanting to accept that you deserve better. I feel like you're not wanting to accept that you deserve better. Especially because we have the energy of the Queen of Wands right here as you. And the energy of the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe we should wait something out. Maybe we should wait something out. Maybe we should be patient about a situation. Right? But then we have the King of Pentacles reverse and then we have the Tower reverse. Right? It's like the avoidance of a collapse. Or we're avoiding something from ending. We don't want something to fall apart. We don't want something to basically crumble down, right? So it's like with the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, when are you going to acknowledge that you personally deserve better? When are you going to acknowledge that, yes, you deserve what you desire. You deserve what you want. But sometimes what we want is not the best thing for us, right? And I feel like some of you guys are definitely well aware of that. I feel like some of you guys definitely acknowledge that, you know what, maybe I did see you a little bit more attractive than you actually were. You know what? Maybe I actually did, kind of think that you were better than what you actually are. King of Pentacles reverse, the Tower reverse, right? And with the King of Swords, it's like it's hitting you. Like, hey, I think I did kind of saw you more attractive, more sexy, with more potential, right? And it's like it's hitting you like a cold shower. Hey, you know what? Maybe I do deserve better. You know what? Maybe I am better. Matter of fact, you know what? I am fucking better, right? That's like the active energy that is happening around you as of the moment. It's like you're realizing that you're meant to live a good life. You're meant to have something good. You're meant to have something that actively fulfills you. Something that actively does better by you. That's exactly what's coming through when it comes down to the energy of the situation, right? And then we have the Four of Cups reverse. The cold water. The cold water hitting you. The cold water coming through. It's no more I can deal with this. It's no more I'm okay with what this is. I'm okay with what's happening. I'm okay with the energy that I'm with. It's more like cold water of, oh shit, no I'm not. I'm not okay where I'm at. I'm not okay with this person. I'm not okay with this fucking active situation. I'm not fine. I'm not okay with taking someone's crumbs. I am not okay with dealing with a person or dealing with an individual that can't even clean or wipe themselves. Because I'm telling you, for some of you guys, you are dealing with somebody that has poor hygiene. That's what's coming through. For some of you guys were dealing with somebody that genuinely had poor hygiene. That's what I'm feeling, right? So to me, it feels like you're finally kind of like acknowledging that, oh shit, like I am better than you. And this is not coming in from an egotistical way. It could be better in your finances. It could be better in your own emotional well being. It could even be better when it comes down to your looks. But you are having this upheaval or these realization of, why was I holding something that was honestly beneath me? Right? And that is the energy that's currently coming through right now. And if this person, if you're still dealing with this person or this person is somehow in your energy, you actively choosing yourself or you putting yourself in this energy makes you look like, yes, a glorified version of you, a very attractive, definitely sexy version of you, but it also makes you seem very fucking egotistical. Because why aren't you choosing me? Why aren't you choosing me? It's not that I'm not choosing you, it's the fact that what can you offer me? And I feel like some of you guys are starting to acknowledge that specific energy. What can you offer me that someone else can offer me? And if you're dealing with the person, this person is still in your energy, with the King of Pentacles being shown right here in reverse, the King of Pentacles can't accept that the Queen of Wands is actively choosing herself, or it's going to actively choose her or himself, right? So I don't doubt that you guys are dealing with somebody that's very insecure, or that was very insecure, and they also came more insecure when it came down to their finances, where maybe when you guys first met, like they were honestly trying to pay for everything, they were honestly trying to show off everything, or they try to make it seem like they had a lot of money, only for you to realize, wait, you don't really have a lot of money, or you don't really have the stability you claim you have. Right? So to me, that's actively what's coming through right here. The fact that you're going to choose yourself, the fact that you're starting to realize that you deserve more in this set of reality with the King of Pentacles and the Magician, King of Pentacles reverse and the Magician, I don't doubt that this person will actively maybe try to show off more or try to act like they're better. So maybe if you're kind of stalking their social media, like you see that they're over here flexing, posting this, posting that, acting like they're doing 10 times better than they actually are, right? I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling show off. I'm feeling show off, right? So like this person definitely likes to show off, or this person definitely likes to, like, how do I flaunt what they don't actively have, right? And then we also have the Three of Cups. So there could have also been third party energy, or maybe there's an individual that they're actively dealing with that maybe, I don't know why I'm specifically feeling that maybe one of their friends didn't quite like you, or maybe one of their friends didn't quite fuck with you, right? If you were dealing with a guy, maybe they had a female friend or a woman friend that actively didn't quite like you. If you're dealing with a guy, to me, it feels more like they would sometimes pick their friends to go hang out instead of, like, spending time with you. And to me, that's like the energies that are presenting themselves, the energy that are actively showing up, or the energy that are actively coming out. Three of Cups, King of Pentacles reverse, and the Magician, these cards do present themselves more as this person would rather hang out in groups, or this person would rather hang out with people instead of being alone by themselves. So maybe they could have hopped into another relationship very quickly, or into another partnership very quickly, right? I don't doubt that maybe I don't doubt that in some form of way, they want to feel like they're winning. They want to feel like they're better. So literally a few weeks after your breakup, or a few days, they were already dealing with somebody else or talking to someone else, But that's the thing. This is like very short term. This is not long-term fun or long-term fulfillment. And the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Swords, you're more in this active energy of, what? Like, let me focus on my long-term success, right? So choosing yourself, like actively choosing yourself, actively focusing on your growth, it's going to trigger like their most like abandonment wounds with like the Queen of Cups reverse. The Queen of Cups reverse, the Magician, the Three of Cups, the King of Pentacles reverse. You choosing yourself, it's gonna activate their like specific mother wounds, or their actual wounds, deep wounds. So I definitely want you to acknowledge that by you actively like focusing on you, choosing yourself, becoming more confident, it's going to basically put them in a place where they're going to feel like they're losing control of not only you, but actively multiple situations that make them feel healthy, right? And to me, the energy that's coming through, it's like the more you focus on you, the more you sift, the more you change, they're going to be looking for a version of you and another person they're actively never going to find, because that version of you is basically dead. Even if they were to come back, you would actively not be the same. Even if they were to, if they were to show back up, you would actively no longer be in that energy. So it would be very, very, very difficult to actually grasp onto that energy again. It's like you actually like you had something rare, you let it go, now you can't replicate it because it no longer exists. right? And it was like this individual was supposed to trigger you into being the Queen of Wands, not the Queen of Cups reverse, right? So again, they fear abandonment, but they could have also abandoned you. Or maybe during your relationship or in this partnership, you're basically feeling very abandoned, right? So how I would say with the King of Pentacles reverse and the Queen of Cups reverse, by you actively choosing you, you're going to minimize the ego they have, and they're like, if they're a dude, their things down there are gonna shrink. They're going to shrink, right? And basically, like, you're gonna trigger them to see that they're basically not all that. And I'm glad that you're doing that. I'm glad that you're triggering this individual to see, hey, you're not all that, and you need to acknowledge that you're basically close to, you know what, TRASH, and that's like the energy that's coming through. And again, you're going to hit their ego so bad that they're gonna try to minimize the power that you hold, and just know that you're actively gonna be doing it right. So I don't doubt that as more and more you focus on yourself, as more and more they're going to feel small, and they're going to feel like they're not going to have a chance with the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands, basically you. Keep focusing on you. You're actively going to trigger some of their hardest wounds.